Hey YouTube! Welcome to another therapy session with your girls,
Felisa
and Elisa. As we know, today is Tuesday, so what does that mean?
It is Toxic Tuesday.
Yes, toxic.
Yeah, where we speak on toxic situations, and of course we use songs that make, that plays for toxic situations.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to get into it.
What's today's song?
Today's song is Where You At by Jennifer Hudson. This song was released in 2011. And she, of course, has a beautiful voice. So undoubtedly it made this song a hit.
Yes.
But the premise of the song, unfortunately, is very sad. She's basically speaking on her, this young man, of course, that made a lot of promises that he didn't keep. And it's put to beautiful music, but it's a very sad song. Okay?
Yes.
And today's lesson, of course, the lesson and advice we'll be given on is the lesson is, of course, is on love bombing and ghosting.
Yes.
And my addition to it is a Casper. They got ghosting, and then they got the Casper. But I'll tell the difference between the both of them in just a second. Okay. Given the definition of love bombing, I mean, this is a new word I've learned since I've been listening to relationship videos and stuff like that. The definition of it is to lavish a person with attention and affection, especially to influence or manipulate. It's not like just, it's not a nice thing. Okay. And then ghosting is the practice of ending a personal relationship with someone suddenly without any communication. It's like they just disappear. That's why they call it ghosting. Mm-hmm. And my thing of Casper, from my own personal experience,
That non-friendly ghost.
is I remember, because for my Gen X generation, if y'all remember that cartoon, I used to love that cartoon called Casper the Friendly Ghost. And what was the funniest thing about Casper the Friendly Ghost is that Casper, would appear to people, and only that person would see Casper. Nobody else would see Casper but that person. And people thought that person was crazy because they could see Casper and they talked to Casper, and they know Casper is real, but nobody else sees Casper. So we all know by definition alone that what a Casper is. A Casper is somebody that only comes around you, that you only see, but nobody else see, and you can that's the way they like it. Right? That's what we call a cat.
So the person who come over your house or whatever like that to hang out with you, but when you say, I want you to meet my friends or my family, they're like, nah, it's just me and you.
It's just me and you. Yeah. I don't like everybody in my business.
I like that.
I don't like everybody in my business. What we got together. And you tell everybody like, yeah, I got me a boo, and they're like, who is he?
Yep.
He's Casper the Friendly Ghost. He's Casper the Friendly Ghost. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the song a little bit. Because of course the song will be in the description below.
Yes.
For you to listen to, so that way you can hear what hear what we're saying that she's saying,
and see if it sounds familiar to you. If you ever been in that type of situation, drop it in the comments. We would love to hear about it, because I'm pretty sure, a good majority have either experienced love bombing or experienced, ghosting or Casper, or maybe you've been the love bomber or the Casper, or, you've ghosted someone for, whatever reason, because I'm guilty of ghosting.
Yeah, me too.
I've ghosted.
But I've ghosted for reasons of that conversation just went left. I met someone, and I thought maybe we were vibing, and they might have said something that I ain't like.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Because I gotta protect me. Being that I'm a woman, I gotta protect myself. So when I hear some, that's why I like to talk. When I meet a man, I like to talk a lot. I mean, they might feel like I probably talk too much, but
yes,
the conversation. That's why we on
She
YouTube.
trying to get me on YouTube, y'all.
Well, I have an outlet now, okay, for my talking, all right? But I talk so I can get, certain questions answered in certain conversations to know whether I'm going to let, meet this person or if I'm going to see this person again. And they might say the wrong thing and baby, they will never see me again.
Yeah, I've ghosted if I saw any red flags because like my tolerance on dating in general had plummeted after, my dealings with my ex that I had dealt with on and off for over a decade. Mm-hmm. So after that, I was like, as soon as I see anything that I don't like, whether it's something with their personality, something they told me about their past, something, if they try to love bomb me or any of those things that try to move in on me, too fast and stuff like that, I'm out. Like, no goodbye text, no, because I feel like if you're not really in a relationship, that's not really old. It's polite, to say, hey, it's been nice talking to you, but, X, Y, Z, but ain't no making something.
Yeah, if you really don't know them, it don't even matter. Especially if they don't know where you live. So
it's kind of like
real easy to go somebody if you never got past the first date.
Yeah, it's like kind of like take a hint.
Right. But then of course for others,
it's not nice people.
Right. It's not nice.
I'm not a nice person.
Right. And for people who have got ghosted, it might have been for a good reason. Don't always take it to heart. I mean, people choose to not go any further with you for a reason. It may be for a good reason. It might be because they felt that you wasn't as an easy target as they thought. Mm-hmm. If they're trying to love bomb you and they you're just kind of being like a little hard nut to crack, then they might move on to an easier target. So it's not always a bad thing. And as far as love bombing, I don't think it really happens more with millennials. It's young ladies who probably want to watch. If they have a car and a place to live and all of that, you can easily get love bombed by what's now being called homosexuals. These are men who don't have a place to live, especially when it get cold. They start looking for a place to live. Mm-hmm. And you can easily get love bombed in the wintertime because it's cold and they want nowhere to stay to be warm. They need a place to live to be warm. Yeah. So they'll come and they'll be like, ooh, you the finest thing I ever seen, baby. Ooh, you look so good. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, they got a key to your house. They on your credit card. They driving your car.
Lord have mercy.
And you're like, how did this happen? So, like I say, especially for, the Gen X ladies, because we're older, we have more to lose because we, through divorce or whatever, or, becoming a widow and stuff, and we've lost our spouse and we have more assets to lose because these people come in our lives and take advantage of a vulnerable person, so love bombing can happen very easily. I think more with the Gen Xers than the millennials, because you guys are young and y'all just think y'all in love after a week. I'm just
so mean. It's called whirlwind romance.
Well, when you're young, because I remember being, in my 20s and in the early 30s,
I'm just kidding, y'all.
Yeah, you meet someone, you just be like, oh, he's just whatever.
But what I will say is, for my generation, we're in that Insta phase. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about Instagram. I'm saying instant. The Insta phase of where we want everything easy, we want everything fast, and above all, we want convenience. That's why pretty much everything in the world now is trying to accommodate those, needs, because that's what everybody is leaning towards. Because, back in, my mama's day, like, 1,000 years ago, you would have to meet a person, out. You'll meet someone at the club, or, meet someone at church, or, at a party, a gathering, and stuff like that. Now, in my generation, we have dating apps. You got the Tinders, you got the Plenty of Fishies, and all that jazz. Now to where, finding your next love interest is just a swipe away or a click away. So with that, it's easy for, the younger generations to confuse, everything else is moving fast and, everything else is convenient. Everything else is, easy. Love will be too.
Right.
No, like love is not that. Love is a journey. Love is a process. Love takes time. And, people who do the love bombing, they even know, with now how people want to hear what they want to hear. People ready to get married. People ready to have children and, and move into that type of direction of settling down. And these people, these predators, know that. So when they enter your life, they're not going to wait around for, the different phases of the dating process to the love process. They just going to tell you all that up front. Like, girl, you the type I want to settle down with. Girl, I could see myself marrying you in the next 6 months. And, after your third date, I'm in love with you. I want us to live together. And then, next thing you know, you give him, out of you what he wanted. And then, after he finished, or she, my bad, finish using up what, attracted them to you, then you're looking for him. Then you're going to be singing this song.
Yeah,
where you at?
You're going to be listening to this song.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, cooler, like,
yeah. Yeah, like, what happened to all the promises?
Well, you promised me all the... You promised, and her second verse really tripped me out because she was like, "You said you was gonna go to church, go get a real job, and go to church."
Yeah,
I said, well,
yeah. They tell you exactly what you want to hear.
She was believing that man, baby.
Yes.
She said,
yeah. Because when you're in a place of where you're ready for love, and you want that fulfillment, you throw time to the wind.
Right.
You're more full. So when you hear those promises and stuff like that, without having the knowledge of what love bombing is, then you fall for that trap, and it's a sad thing. But for ladies who who are unsure, or men who are unsure, about the timeline, I can share it with you guys today.
You kicked the camera.
My babe.
Okay.
Oh, look, cut this part out. 2, 3. So the timeline that I came up with is from firsthand experience. Because like I said, I've been in an up and down disaster in my past. So I didn't really know what the process was until I met my love now. Shout out, baby. So I'll go ahead and share it with you guys, because this is the phases that we went through, and still going through, and it'll probably help you guys with the guiding of if the guy you're talking to, if he falls in line with these steps, then you're good. But if you see that he's jumping, then you might want to give him a little side eye. So the first stage is I'm interested. So in this stage, he will want to converse with you and, feel you out, get to learn the broad strokes of you, where'd you grow up, your family dynamics, what do you do for a living, what's your goals, and stuff like that, to see, he'll ask you these things, to see, if y'all mesh together, and see if he, can see something more with you. As well as giving you the opportunity as well to see on your end.
Yeah. Conversation.
Yes, the conversation phase. Mm-hmm. Then, if that phase goes well, then you'll move to the second phase of okay, well, I like you. Now, this is where the feelings start developing, to where you're like, okay, you got my interest, so now I want to see where this can go. So now he's initiating dates, and when I say dates, I mean real dates, ladies. Not I'm not talking about like taking you to a 5-star, restaurant and whatever like that.
Millennials, I'm not
yeah. Like,
Gen Xers, no, he can afford it now.
Hey, I've never dated older, so I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, for my generation, he should. We talking different now. So go ahead.
Childish. But taking you out places to a restaurant or to a local event in your town. Just somewhere out, like even to like an arcade place, because I know I personally like arcade places. I'm very competitive. Yes. Someplace out, to see, how your vibing person is on a, outer appearance. And from that stage, it'll be consistent. Very consistent dates. I would say probably like 1 to 2 times a week. Now, if he tries to see you every single day for hours and hours on end, he's love bombing.
Yeah, he's crazy too. Who got that kind of time? Unless you're in high school and you got nothing else to do.
Well, yeah, high school is different, but as in adult life, that's way too much and way too fast. He's trying to blur the timeline of how long you've actually spent with him to be able to move the process faster. So
because you don't feel too familiar.
Right. So 1 to 2 times a week is healthy. Yeah, that's a good balance.
But everyday conversation. If a man is interested in you, I just want to just put that in there in your timeline. He calls you every day. If work wise, he's texting, he's checking in.
Yeah.
If you don't hear from a man for 2 or 3 days, and then you only hear from him maybe on a Friday night, and he wants you to come over his house, that's not. If a man is really interested with you, he's gonna call you every day. You're not gonna wonder if he's gonna call, because you know he's gonna call.
Right. That is true. Yeah. That is true.
I just wanted to throw that in. Go ahead, honey.
All right, no problem. So then that phase goes well. You're vibing. You're having fun and stuff like that. Then you'll move to the third phase, and the third phase is the I'm falling for you phase. This is where you're still going out on your dates, but you've entwined the whole spending one-on-one time at either his place or your place, as well as in this phase. That's where the titles come in of boyfriend, girlfriend, and then from there I would say a healthy time frame is at least 1.5 to 2 years of dating that you consider moving in together. And then once you move in together, then you get to see, that person's day in and day out to, further, be able to see how you vibe on an everyday basis. Because, it's very easy to fake it once or twice a week. It's very easy. So, but when you get on that every day, now you're trying to see if you could actually deal with this person on a day in, day out type of situation. And if that phase goes well, everything's vibing, you're great, you're both in love, and you're building together, then enters the final phase of I love you and I want you forever. This is where the marriage proposal comes in, and all that lovey-dovey gushy stuff. So that's the timeline that I came up with from my personal experience. I would say, you could be a judge of your own time frame for each stage. But I would say you can say you're being love bombed if he moves from, the I'm interested phase to the, I love you and I want you forever phase. Like, you can't jump from, y'all been talking for a week to, girl, I want to marry you. Like, no, that's love bombing. He's trying to take you to the end to get what he wants at the end.
Right.
Not what's in the best interest for you ladies.
Right. And don't come up for us in the comments saying, well, I fell in love with my husband, we married after 3 weeks. Well, that can happen.
That can happen, but what I would say to that, because I even know a couple personally that, met and married in 6 weeks. This is back in your decade. And they met and married after 6 weeks, and they're still together. They've been married for, 20 plus years. Yeah. But what I would say to that is that's a once in a blue moon type of situation. Like, I would equate that to winning the lottery. It happens, but it doesn't happen to everybody, and it doesn't happen very often. So I wouldn't say to bet your heart on those odds.
Right. What we're just trying to say is be careful. Okay.
Be very careful.
Be very careful because we don't want you wondering where your person at, and you just because basically if you're looking for them and you're wondering where they at, like I say, if they're not in the emergency room and ICU and conscious, and they're live and breathing, and they just ain't calling you, leave them where they at. Okay. That's the conclusion of this video of our Toxic Tuesday. Is that it's basically, if you don't know where they at, just leave them where they at. Wherever they at, leave them where they at.
Exactly.
Because they obviously are not that interested in you, or how the phrase go, they're just not that into you.
Yes.
It's just and just always know that someone will come along that is interested. It's not gonna love bomb you. It's not gonna ghost you. Not gonna be a Casper that you only see. They're gonna be someone that you can be proud of, that you're going to be able to bring around your people, that's going to, and it's going to give you the healthy relationship that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So that's what where our focus is on Toxic Tuesday, is to point out the toxic behavior, so that way when you see it coming, you can
do an about face and
let them wonder where you at, because we're not going to have going forward, going into toxic situations, because there's too many people getting hurt out there.
Exactly.
So
it's a dangerous game now.
Yeah. So that's why that's why we're bringing our advice and personal experience and stuff to YouTube, in the sense of trying to help. What we want to do is help the millennial generation, the Gen Alpha, and of course in my Gen Xers, in the sense because some of us are still looking for that special person. I mean, you would think that we probably would have them by now, but that's life. But it happens,
That's true.
So all I gotta say is that we're just saying be careful. Don't you don't want to get in these toxic situations. That's what Toxic Tuesday is going to be all about. So just tune in if you wanted to know more. But we're going to have more songs about toxic situations. Some are going to be kind of funny, and some of them are not going to be kind of serious.
Yeah,
and this was kind of serious, but we got something that's kind of funny too. But all in all, it's always a lesson to be learned. Okay.
All right. And that closed out this therapy session for this Tuesday. Also want to give a shout out to our subscribers. We saw that we went over 30 subscribers today.
Yeah.
And we're
getting some views.
We're getting views. Just want to say to you guys, thank you so much for supporting us. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It's free, like my mother said like 1,000 times yesterday, the other day. Help us spread the word, to those who need it out there, because everyone can use a little therapy. Right. So we'll see you guys next segment. Please be safe. Also hit that notification button so you get the notifications of our next upload. And y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday. And we'll see you guys on
Wednesday. Affirmation Wednesday.
Affirmation Wednesday, where it's all about love.
Yeah.
All right. That'll be all for today. Have a great day.
Bye YouTube.